Wurtz. I met Linda Carpenter through, she was recommended to me by my uncles. They knew her through social gatherings, and I reached out and asked if anybody knew any realtors that would work with first-time home buyers, and she was the first name that popped up. And so I reached out to her and she responded to me right away. My biggest concern is everything that I didn't know about buying a house. I had kind of done my own research, but I knew there was a ton out there that I didn't know. And I was also nervous on finding a realtor that would put time into helping me find a house, because I knew I wasn't going to spend an atrocious amount of money. So finding someone who cared enough about what I needed and what I wanted was a big concern for me. Fears where I wouldn't be able to find what I was looking for. I would feel pressured into buying a house that I didn't want, or that I would have to settle on something that wasn't perfect for me. Linda was great. She was very responsive to me. I would tell her what I wanted, and we would go through a house and she said, "This isn't what you want." We would spend 5 minutes in there and move on to the next. So she was very realistic. We'd walk into a house and she said, "You can't live with this." And that was, I felt relieved that I didn't have to talk myself into anything. She would help me make that decision and be like, "No, I need this house won't work." I did find a house that I really liked, and I sat down with Linda. She sat down and walked through the whole offer with me, and I felt really comfortable. She explained everything to me since it was very complicated in my first time. And then she set up an inspection, and she met with me and the inspector, and we went over this, sat down for almost 2 hours to go over this horrible inspection report. And it was just a nightmare, and I wasn't sure what to do. And I was concerned, my parents were concerned. There was things we could have done, but Linda, I talked to her and she kind of told me, she said, "I think you should walk away. I'm totally comfortable with that." And that just made me feel better, that she didn't want me to make that decision and regret it. So she was totally on board with kind of starting from scratch the next day and keep looking for houses. And then when I did find the house that I liked, it was kind of a rush because there was already an offer on the house. And so she stayed up late working with me, deciding at 10 o'clock that we wanted to make an offer and put it together. And it was very realistic about what needed to be in the offer for us to get the house. And when I got the call the next day, it was pretty exciting that it all worked out. I was really grateful for having Linda. Was her attention to detail, her responsiveness to me. I asked to see a house and we would literally see it the next day, or we would see it 2 minutes later. And I really, really appreciated that. And there was so much attention to detail. She would walk through everything with me, and she took care of all the little details. She called my inspector, got that set up for me. She talked to my mortgage broker. She took care of all those little things that took the stress off of me, and kind of took that for herself. Yes, 100%. I would recommend Linda to any of my friends or family who are looking to buy a house. The amount of time she spent with me, a first-time home buyer who wasn't spending a lot of money, I can only imagine how great she'd be with just about anybody trying to find a house.